Okay, so you guys probably remember this exact makeup look from last year for my Christmas video. And that's because at the time of me recording this, I am still working on my Christmas video. But I figured, you know what? I am in my Jack Skellington pajamas. So I figure, you know, the combination of the pajamas and the makeup, it's the perfect time to just pre-record all of the December videos for the Truth About series. So this is going to be video number 1. Please, for the rest of this month, don't judge me. I'm recording them all in the same night. But yeah, let's talk about the truth behind baking Eli's first birthday cake. Okay, so this one is actually a very easy video to go through. I only had to cut out the narcissist's name a couple times, and I actually wasn't lying about the events that involved the narcissist. Now, of course, he was somewhere with friends at the time of me filming that, because that was, pretty much right before the eviction notice and we got kicked out of that apartment. But that was the apartment that we got kicked out of. That was apparently my fault that we got kicked out of it. I still don't, to this day, understand how it was my fault that he quit his job and decided to not work. But it was my fault. 1000% my fault. But yeah, so he was gone somewhere because he didn't have a job at that point, which was nice. Because at that point in time, it was either me and Elias alone, and that was when I would film and do things and all that other stuff. I was attempting to have an art channel, I was doing animation and stuff like that. I have since stopped doing that stuff, and that channel is now completely dedicated to something else, which I'm a little heartbroken about, but I mean, I don't even know where most of the videos for that channel went, because the tablet that I was recording everything on, yeah, I don't know what he did with it. Genuinely have no idea. But yeah, it was nice. It was a fun little time to just be alone with Elias, especially because the narcissist's little sister would hang around constantly, which, was great some of the time because, I had a witness, which, I mean, didn't really amount to anything, so why did it matter if I had a witness or not? But, she would actually hang out and talk to me, and we'd talk about stupid shit. We'd talk about shows on Nickelodeon and crap like that. Things that didn't matter. But it was nice, because the narcissist, if I tried to talk about anything, it would be you need to watch things that are educational, and, nobody gives a crap about this, and I don't want to hear about this, and, it's not educational, you're not learning anything, so there's no value to it. And I was like, dude, you sit around and play video games. What's educational about your video games? Tell me now. What are you learning? He tried to be a streamer. He wouldn't even talk. He'd be promote my stream, and so I'd promote the stream, and he, wouldn't even talk the whole time. You gotta make it interesting. I don't care if there's nobody in there. There's nobody as I'm recording this. But, just talk. Just talk. It's not hard. My friend told me that my teeth are, extremely white, but, they look terribly yellow to me. It's not related to the video at all. It's just something that she said on the phone just now. But, I'm gonna talk about it anyway, because, y'all wanna know something really messed up? Because I was a stay-at-home mom and he had a job, he wouldn't do things. If he didn't buy it for himself, he didn't buy it for anybody. Toothbrushes, toothpaste, yeah, nah. Those weren't being bought for me. It was disgusting. And, I would sit there and I would go in the sink and I'd just, pick all the plaque off my teeth, trying to keep them as clean as possible all the time. They looked terrible when I got out of the relationship and I was able to start actually brushing my teeth again. Just a fun little side note. Yeah, they're not even white. She's crazy. But yeah, anyway, so all of that random stuff that I just randomly started sharing for no reason. I'm sorry. That's the thing about these videos, though, is, like, I'll watch something and it'll just bring up a bunch of random stuff. You know what I mean? It's just all the random stuff comes into my mind. These are the random thoughts that I have right now. But yeah, so we made it, and then the narcissist came home, and I was letting the cake cool in the oven. He came home and wanted to, like, bake a pizza. So he turned the oven on. Didn't even check the oven. Didn't even bother with it. And then it, like, I didn't think about it because I was busy and exhausted because I had no help with the baby at all for an entire year. Now it's an entire... Ooh, by the time you guys will be watching this, it'll be 6 years. That's crazy. That's wild. How messed up. But yeah, so I didn't think about the fact that the cake was in there until it started burning. That was fun. That was a fun time. His whole cake was ruined. He didn't even get to eat it. I don't even remember what I was trying to do with the cake. Like, I knew I was going to do layers. I think I wanted to make it like a Christmas tree shape. Like, I had plans. I don't remember what. I feel like it was a Christmas tree. Because, like, we couldn't put up a tree. So I was like, what if his cake is a tree? Yeah, I think that was it. But, like, you need another one already?
Yeah, I need to eat all this.
Kids are wild. So didn't think about it, which then, of course, ended up becoming a big old issue. Like, I was getting yelled at for not telling him that the cake was in there. And I'm sitting there like, bro, how much of a parent do I have to be to you? Like, you don't know how to check the oven? I can live alone, and I will check the oven before I use it. Just in case. Because, like, I know I'm forgetful. ADHD, man, it comes for you in weird ways. But yeah. So that caused a fight, and he didn't even get to eat his cake, and I was really upset about it, because, like, me and Elias worked hard on that cake. I mean, he just kind of looked at it, but, like, we worked hard. We were a team, and then his dad ruined it. And, like, I know, like, yeah, I definitely could have said something to him. But again, it wasn't entirely my fault, and that's my issue. Like, I totally should have said something to him. Like, I can completely agree to that. Like, yeah, I should have said, hey, I left the cake in the oven and turned it off, right? And I did turn it off once I remembered that the cake was in the oven. But, like, point remains. It's not all on me, but in that relationship, it was all on me. So I feel like I have to, like, explain what I think he could have done. Because if he ever watches these videos, I want you to know my honest opinions of things that you could have done to act like an adult. You yelled at me all the time for acting like a child, but I was constantly having to mother you, parent you, treat you like a child. Like, and then you'd get mad at me for things that you didn't do. It's not my fault that you didn't check the oven. 1000%. I should have said, hey, the cake is in there. Or I should have ran and grabbed the cake out as soon as I heard you saying you were turning the oven on for pizza. I'm sorry. I forgot about the cake in that moment. You should have remembered the fact that I told you we were going to be baking a cake all day, looked at the counters, seen that they were empty, and maybe just checked the oven before you put anything on. I'm just saying. I feel like that would have been a reasonable thing to do. But then again, I check the oven literally every single time that I want to make something. So maybe it's just me. I don't know. Does anybody else check the oven all the time? Or is that literally just something I do? Just an anxious baker? I hope not. That'd be awkward. This one's a short video because there actually wasn't a lot that I had to talk about and stuff. But, hey, look, you gotta see that, like, that's how confident he was in that place being ours, is that we decorated. That's the first place that we decorated. And then I apparently lost it because when he up and quit his job, I wouldn't just go and get a job and then leave him alone with the kid. Also, it's not like he was trying to drive me anywhere. So, yeah, see, that's the other thing. You should have got a job because we were struggling. First off, I did not trust you alone with our child, which is a scary thing to say. Second of all, you were not going to drive me anywhere. Third of all, if I tried to walk anywhere to get a job, you would have yelled at me for that. This is a dangerous city. So then drive me. Well, I can't do that. Bro. Like, you wanted to spend the least amount of time with our kids so much so that you were off with your friends every day, all day. But I was supposed to get a job. What? Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because to this day, like, that's your whole thing. She wouldn't get jobs. She wouldn't help out. And we were struggling. And it was all her fault. Blah, 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 blah. To this day. That's the argument. And then you continue on with, and now she's just being a lazy bum. And then your family will be like, hasn't that always been the case? For him, yes. It absolutely has. Like, what? It's me? Wow. You know that you must have nothing but flying monkeys surrounding you when they look at you and think that you're not a bum. All you've ever been is a bum. You owe my uncle thousands because you'd up and quit your jobs and not pay rent. And then you'd break his stuff, steal his tools. Yeah. But let's not get into that. Right? Because, you know, the real bum is just I. Just pitiful, pitiful, bummy me.